Super welterweight contender Vergil Ortiz Jr. is finding out that dealing with the business of boxing, there's a brutal reality. As Oscar de la Hoya has intimated, we have an ironclad contract on Ortiz's idea to leave Golden Boy. Let's talk about this fighter and his issues. The next ring walk for Vergil Ortiz Jr. will be an interesting one. The Dallas, Texas native, who is now 27 years of age and in the midst of a highly competitive career, is facing some difficulties with his promotional company, Golden Boy. Oscar de la Hoya has said, "My main task is to organize fights. I always try to get as much money as possible for my fighters. That is what a promoter does. I was a fighter myself and I understand the game. Vergil Ortiz deserves a larger piece of the pie because of his resume, because of who he's fought and how he has performed. Yes, the 60-40 request was somewhat ambitious, but a promoter must push for the maximum for his fighters." This quote was in regard to an approach toward a deal working out toward Jaron Boots Ennis. Now, Vergil has fought and faced the stiffest competition that Ennis has seen as an opponent to possibly face Ennis. But what Vergil wants to do is step right into this opportunity against Ennis because he is now growing concerned with the public sentiment of his approach to the sport. But De La Hoya, who reminds everyone who listen, he says, "Listen, we have an ironclad contract with Vergil. I've never had problems with him. Even 2 months ago, he was praising Golden Boy and what a great job I was doing. I don't feel like this is coming from Vergil himself. He's a wonderful person. His father is incredible. They are a dynamic duo. I have no complaints against them. I look forward to continuing our work together to organize the biggest fights and earn as much money as possible." Vergil, whose record is now 24 wins, 0 losses, 22 KOs, has faced the likes of Sergey Bohachuk, Israel Madrimov, and Erickson Lubin in his last 3 fights alone. That places him at the super welterweight division as one of the top competing fighters. And Jaron Boots Ennis is on the flip side of that as a potential future opponent that the boxing community would like to see him face. Now, the deceptive intent of De La Hoya is to not allow Vergil to face this opponent in Ennis without some type of compensation in the event that Vergil happens to lose. Some people think that Oscar doesn't believe he can win. I believe Oscar's trying to create leverage to be able to continue to be successful, even maybe future promotions if Ennis were to be victorious. You see, Vergil is a fighter who has faced the challenges head on. Jaron, with the number of fights that he's had in his career, hasn't faced in his last 3 fights anyone on the level of those which Vergil has faced. And see, that's what people need to pay attention to. It's the fact that the fighter has had the quality of opposition. Jaron hasn't faced that type of opposition, and he needs someone like Vergil to help build the brand that he's trying to establish. The man has 35 fights with 31 KOs, but we don't even know those men that he's been stopping. With the likes of De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotions, trust is being tested with Vergil, because Vergil being, like I said, 27, coming into a prime. Ennis is 28, so Oscar is playing the waiting game. The one who has most on his side is Vergil, to be perfectly honest, and that stems from being able to have a solid ethnic support. You see, you can't get around that because that's an important aspect of boxing. Many people don't like to speak of that, but it's very true. And when you have that, you can fight, and there will be a certain market that can be catered to. There's certain ways that you can be promoted and even receive some type of endorsement. When they faced off after Ortiz's victory over Erickson Lubin, one of the things that people saw was the two men coming together looking eye to eye, where Vergil had actually invited Jaron into the ring. And that's the fight that people were thinking that would be next. But because De La Hoya and Golden Boy, by the time they got to the locker room after that fight and that ring face down, he was already speaking of Vergil taking on other opposition, including the likes of Errol Spence Jr., who hasn't fought in 3 years. But it's leverage, because Jaron really hasn't done his part to set up things to force the fight, instead of trying to have these ticker-tape type of negotiations. So now, as we see things going forward, even with the lawsuits and everything between Golden Boy and the Ortiz camp, what we're finding that the business of boxing is still as shady as ever. But all Ortiz has to do is buy his time. He should stay in the graces of Golden Boy because he can come out on top. Ennis is the one that will be looking for something, because he's in the hands of Ed Hearn and Matchroom, who has done not a lot of solid work for fighters that are not from the UK. This is something that Ortiz can be able to smile about. Do your job. Continue to allow Golden Boy to guide you as you're going, because soon will be a title shot at super welterweight, and then you'll have even more leverage. This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about this Ennis and Ortiz thing. Leave comments and let's discuss further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.